To run a war, rope is needed. Rope in large quantities. And for this, sisal is needed. The other main source of the world's supply, Manila hemp, is now in very short supply, so that the cultivation of sisal has become one of the most important occupations of East Africa, especially in Tanganyika. Sisal is rarely sown. After a number of years, this odd plant poles. That is, it throws up these tall central stems which carry bunches of shoots known as bulbils, each of which is a complete plant in miniature. Bulbils are planted out in nurseries, where they are allowed to develop for about 8 months. As the sisal grows, so do the weeds, and the job of clearing them keeps whole families, and indeed whole countrysides, busy all the year round. In the hot, wet climate of Tanganyika, almost anything will grow. And so long as the weather remains hot and wet, the sisal growers have very little to worry about. After 2 to 4 years from the nursery stage, the plants are ready for harvesting. First, the sharp black spike from the top of each leaf is cut to prevent possible accidents in the cropping, carrying, and processing stages. When matured, about 30 of the lower leaves are cut away, and this process is repeated every few months. The continuous output of a sisal plant only falls off when it poles, making a new sisal generation. The cut leaf must be processed at once and not allowed to dry. To meet this need, light railways have been built on the huge plantations. On up-to-date estates, the days of the ox cart are gone. The diesel engine does the job quickly and more efficiently. So, at harvest time, workers cut the leaf, carrying it to the railway trucks, load it. This is hard work, for the leaves are very heavy. The trains move off to the processing works, the heart of the plantation. Here, in close detail, is a sisal leaf. And this white fiber is the part that is so valuable to modern industry. In a special machine, the green, fleshy covering to the leaf is stripped off by beating under powerful jets of water, leaving the coarse fiber behind. This is the inside of the machine. The cover has been removed and the water turned off so that the stripping process can be seen. As the cut leaf passes through the machine, it changes completely. Dripping wet, the white fibers move on conveyor belts to the next process, while the waste pulp and leaf covering is loaded on trucks and the water is led away in gullies. Even the waste pulp, tipped out onto huge dumps to dry, is used for fertilizer. The white fibers can now be dried. No mechanization here, although in some factories huge drying rooms have been constructed. Close to the shredding machines are the drying fields. On these racks, the sisal is spread out for the sun to complete the next stage, bleaching as well as drying. Then the bundles are collected, and once again the sisal moves on towards the finishing process. the little railway engine puffs round the estate, this time taking its load to another factory. In factories like these, the sisal is made ready for shipment. It flows in continually from the drying fields or drying rooms, so at all seasons there is plenty to do. Tanganyika has its own rate of labor, which cannot be hurried. At this stage, the sisal is combed in machines where high-speed revolving brushes pull out the tangles and short ends, leaving glossy hanks of almost equal length fibers. The waste, known as sisal tow, is used locally for stuffing furniture, spinning less valuable yarns, or for the textile trade. Under high pressure, the weighed bales are forced into shape. Next, they are bound with metal strips and finally labeled with their destination. Loaded onto the trains again, off goes the completed sisal to the ports. Most of Tanganyika's sisal comes to Britain. More and more is needed. Rope for mooring, rope for towing, rope for quarries, rope for coal mines, rope for industry, rope for agriculture, rope to help win the war. But even the busiest war workers stop to get paid. For obvious reasons, nearly all the sisal handlers are paid on a piece rate basis. Leaf cutters on leaf count, weed cleaners on the area cleared, and so on. In this hot tropical climate, the working day starts early and ends early. This boom in sisal is war-created, but with the peace can come increasing prosperity for those connected with its production. For although all sisal is now called up for war, with peace we can look forward to doormats, sacks, string, glamorous summer hats, and even our dartboard at the local, being made from this versatile native of Tanganyika.